to my channel. Look at where I am right now. This is something different where I'm shooting today. I'm at Crown. I treated myself and I'm so excited, and this is your reminder that you deserve a treatment for yourself too, because you know what, we all work super hard and it's about time we do something for ourselves as well. That's why I booked this hotel for myself, and I thought I'll just quickly do this little vlog that I made the script for, and the script is here, is on my iPad. And yeah, so let's get started. So today's video is all about changing your habit. Yes you, I have called you out for still skipping the gym, for not having a nutritious diet, not looking after your hormones, therefore you have imbalanced hormones. I'm going to be talking about it all, so you want to watch. Because for the past few days I've been listening to a lot more podcasts and consuming so much more knowledge, it's safe to say that I'm a little bit more educational by each day. So I wanted to share some of my tips and tricks that I have learned over the past few years with you guys. Alright, so let's get right into it. So number one is eating a healthy breakfast. I know everyone says that breakfast is the most important meal of the day, but nobody actually says what to have. And a lot of us have been raised to have a very sugary breakfast. Me, for example, as well. I love having honey toast in the morning. I love having yogurt with strawberries, berries, honey, everything in there. And chia seed pudding, oats, banana toast, honey toast, cinnamon toast, everything I have is sugar. Until I listened to this podcast, which I will tag the link to below, was talking about how it's actually not super healthy for you to have a very sugary breakfast in the morning. First of all, it's very important to have breakfast, so make sure you're having breakfast, okay? That's like no question. Make sure you start off your day with a big glass of water and then you're having breakfast. Do not skip breakfast. If you're like me, who starts the day off with having something sugary, what it does is it spikes your insulin levels. Because you've been on an empty stomach all night, if you wake up and start your day off by a very sugary breakfast, it will spike your insulin levels up, and therefore it'll cause you to have a crash later on in the day, for example, pretty early in the day, 10, 10:30 or 11 o'clock. And you want to avoid that. How? By having a breakfast that is more savory. So for example, my favorite is egg and toast, scrambled eggs. Anything with eggs is great. Avocados is great. You want to make sure you have a savory breakfast, because that will keep your insulin levels stable throughout the day and it will cause you not to have a spike later on. And of course, I'm not saying completely cut off. I feel like one thing that I love doing is I never tell people, oh, my earring came off. It's okay, I'll put it back in later. About me is I don't like telling people like, oh, don't do this, don't do that. Do anything that you want, but in moderation. Eat anything that you want, but in moderation. I love a balanced diet. I will always go on about a balanced diet. So you can still have your savory breakfast, you can still have your protein yogurt, your almond toast, peanut butter toast, your smoothies, have it, but maybe have it after lunch or dinner. Why? Because you've had those carbohydrates, you've had that savory breakfast, therefore it will spike your insulin levels as much as it will having it on an empty stomach. Number two is having a morning routine. I will always go on about this. Please wake up and give yourself some time in the morning. I've seen a lot of TikToks where people are like, this is my 5 to 9 before my 9 to 5, which is so great. And if you can't wake up super early, give yourself at least 15 minutes, 15 minutes where you do some yoga, you move your body around, you go for a walk around the block, anything in the 15 minutes. If you're someone that's running around having breakfast, make sure you wake up at least 10-15 minutes earlier and just give yourself some time to have breakfast, because we are most likely maybe not working for someone else, or even if we're not, we are putting a lot of energy of ours into work. Obviously we all work, right? Most of us are always working. So make sure you give yourself some time in the morning where you just sit down and just have that time to yourself before you rush off, because life is a cycle. We're all stuck in this cycle and it's continuous, right? So make sure you just give yourself that little bit of time in the morning, and I promise you it will set you up for the right day. Stop waking up and running around, change that habit. Stop the habit, get rid of that habit. We're not doing that anymore. 2025 is around the corner and we are leaving that habit behind. Number three is prioritizing yourself and your needs. Me sitting in the middle of Melbourne CBD in a 5-star hotel is me prioritizing my needs, my self-love to myself. I'm not saying this to brag, but I'm saying this to give you guys an example. We all feel so guilty when it comes to us. I felt so guilty before booking this hotel. I talked to my brother. I was like, oh my gosh, should I do this? Like, I feel so bad. I'm spending so much money on myself. Of course, we all feel so guilty. But it's important that we put these feelings to the side because we are always there for other people. So it's about time to start being there for ourselves as well. We all deserve that love that we give other people. So make sure you're prioritizing your needs. Make sure you're telling yourself that I would do this for someone else too, and I deserve that same love, okay? Make sure you're there for yourself and you're prioritizing yourself just like you prioritize others. Number 4 is start thinking for yourself. This is definitely me. This was the old me. I used to ask for external validation all the time. I would ask people if this looks nice. I would ask my friends before going out, what are you wearing? Things like that. Try to cut that habit out. Why? Because when we do that, we are literally telling the other person that, what do you think? Because I don't trust my own opinion on myself. So what do you think? What would you do? So how do we fix these things? Stop asking for advice because your opinion is just as important, and just trust yourself. Go with your instinct. Start hanging out alone. Be comfortable with loneliness. So then you know who you are and you stop looking for validation from the outside world. Lastly, know who you are. If others pay, I have said this in my previous video as well, because this means so much to me. If other people compliment me, I simply just say thank you. I don't get a big head. I don't go crazy over it. Because if that same person said I'm so ugly, I would be so upset, right? So I don't let other people have that power of telling me what I look like. I know what I look like and I don't need external validation. So I simply just say thank you and move on. 5 is a workout. This will always be my favorite, and you guys know I am always calling you guys out on this one. Workout is so important. Long gone are the days where we were like, you know, we're going to go to the gym to get this body, work super hard, get abs, get a big butt, small waist, blah blah blah. No, this is not what I'm talking about. I am absolutely not talking about this. I mean, just get any workout in for yourself, for your mental health. I definitely used to be, when I was little, like younger, I wanted a thigh gap so bad. I wanted to be super skinny, like so skinny, right? That's all I ever wanted, really. And then came in the BBLs and like things like that. And then I'm like, oh, you know what? I actually want a bigger butt now. I want a smaller waist, things like that. These things don't change, okay? We have to change our thinking. I am now at a point in life where I go to the gym, even if it's like half an hour, I go for myself, because starting my day off by a workout puts me in a really good mood for the rest of the day. I no longer go because I want this body. Yes, I have days where I feel really good and I want to push myself harder, but that's completely for myself, my mental health, how I feel in my body. By all means, it's not for external validation, nothing, none of that anymore. I literally, you guys, I don't even wear short dresses, nothing, okay, anymore. I go to the gym for myself, for my mental health, and it's about time you do too. And I'm not talking about gym. Go for a walk, skip, jog, anything that works for you, just do it, okay? We deserve, our body needs some time. Our body needs to be appreciated because it does a lot for us. So it's about time that we give back to our body as well. Number 6 is having an evening routine. Now, everyone goes on about how important a morning routine is. I certainly do. And having a nighttime routine is just as important. So I'm going to be telling you guys some little things that I do for my nighttime routine that just helps me go to sleep better, puts me in a better mood the next day, and the list goes on. So what I like to do is have my dinner super early. I like to have my dinner around 5:30 to 6. No later than 6, unless we're going out or we're getting takeaway. Sometimes it can be a little later, and yeah, that's okay. These things sometimes happen, that's fine. But 5 to 6 is a really good time. Why? Because I like to give my body that time for the food to digest. I go to sleep lighter, I wake up lighter, and I actually have a really good sleep. For example, I had a kebab the other day at like 8 o'clock. I felt so sick at night. I wanted to throw up, I wanted to vomit. I didn't have breakfast the following day. Why? Because I felt so full from that kebab still. So that's a very good example right there that this really does work. Next, what I would say is start having a very nutritious dinner as well. Cut out big meals for dinner as well. Have lighter meals, just so that way you go to sleep feeling lighter, and your body gives your body that time for the food to digest as well. My favorite thing to do is have dandelion tea. I absolutely love dandelion tea. It has so many benefits. Helps with cholesterol, mood regulation, inflammation, so many benefits, you guys. And it has no caffeine, it's 0 caffeine, so it's really good to have before you go to bed. I don't have this every day. I have it about 3 to 4 times a week. And I would, for my dessert with the dandelion tea, I like to have some dark chocolate and dates. Dates and dark chocolate are really good for you, really good combination as well. I highly recommend that. So next time you're craving a bar of chocolate, what you're going to do is cut up a date, put some dark chocolate inside, and I promise it will taste like a chocolate bar, and it's good for you. How good, best of both worlds. Next I like to do is plan my next day. So I get my iPad, literally just jot down everything that I want to do for the next day. Gym, put it there. What I'm going to have for breakfast, put it there. Cleaning jobs, put it there. Self-love, self-time, put it there. Reading, everything, put it in there. I just write a list, tick, tick, tick the next day. Keeps me organized, keeps me on track, and I go to sleep knowing that I know what I have planned for the next day. Even if I do forget it the next day, it's on my list and I'll just simply tick it. I love it. Lastly, for the nighttime routine would be watching an inspirational YouTube video or reading, because when you're going to sleep, in your subconscious mind, you'll be going to sleep very inspired and you'll be thinking about that. That's how I definitely go to sleep, if I watch an inspirational YouTube video before going to bed, because in my subconscious mind, I'm actually sleeping, but I'm thinking about it and I wake up so inspired and like just so ready for the next day. I don't know, this is so simple, but it really is so effective. I love it and you guys should definitely try it too. Number 7 is stop worrying about the future. This is a really big one for me. I'm still working on this. I know it's super hard. I know it's so hard to not think about what's happening tomorrow, about what you're going to have for breakfast, about what you're going to wear, that exam you're going to stress about. Let me just tell you guys one thing, that whatever you're stressing you out is going to happen regardless. That exam is still going to happen. The job interview will still happen, okay? The least that you can do for yourself is just be in the moment right now, because why stress for something twice? Just stay in present and worry about everything else when it comes. This will be such a key to change your life. I promise you guys, just be present. Whenever you hear your thoughts drifting away from you, or you start thinking about something that's next month, next week, next year, just tell yourself, no, come back. Like, just say that. Come back to my present self. Make sure your mind is staying in your present self. What can help with things like this? Again, workout, meditation, yoga, anything, swimming. All of this definitely helps. Everything I've talked about goes in hand. Number 8 is detachment. I love this one. Detachment becomes so easy when you're so in love with yourself, when you find peace with being alone. It becomes super easy. It's about appreciating yourself, self-love, and just being happy with who you are. I worry about someone leaving. You might as well instead enjoy the time that you have with them while it lasts. Really start practicing detachment more and tell yourself that I've got this more often. Start to learn about yourself, educate yourself, become so self-obsessed, you will actually attract people. It's crazy how our energy draws other people's energy in or out. It really just depends on us. Desperate energy is so difficult for other people to deal with. It's very hard for things to come your way when you act from a desperation level. When you grow in detachment, you are cautious of how you reply to other people. Certain situations, that's because you are very detached. When you grow in detachment, you are very cautious about how you reply to other people. Why? Because you're very detached right now. Outside things or people's opinions, how people feel about you, do not affect you anymore, and that's how it should be. And you start choosing actions based on your desires and values. How do you do this? By becoming detached. I swear life becomes so much more easier. Just stop worrying about other people. Number 9 is fake it till you make it. I love this one because it really works. It's that simple, okay? It really works. There's no twisting, no blah 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 to this. I remember someone saying to me like, oh my god, you're so confident, like how do you do it? And I just thought to myself, like, the younger me, oh my god, like she would be so shocked that someone said that, because that really isn't me. I literally fake it till I make it. I get so scared. Like today coming to the hotel, I was so scared. I was like, oh my god, how am I going to do this? How am I going to do that? Blah 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 blah. The list goes on. It's not easy. I fake it till I make it, and I think you should try it too. I'm not saying don't be someone that you're not. I'm not saying that. I just think that if when you're out of your shell, your comfort zone, that's when growth happens. For example, you have to do that exam, right? If you don't do that exam, you won't grow, you won't get closer to graduating. It's things like that. You have to, in life, you just have to be out of your comfort zone. It can be little things. Listen to podcasts, try to talk to people. When you get your next latte the next time, make sure you ask the barista, how was your day? How's your day going? Little things like that. Set little goals like that, and I promise you'll get there. And honestly, as human beings, whatever you show other people, they will believe it, okay? If you show someone else that you have zero self-respect and you don't care about yourself, it will show. If someone tells me, if I see someone really pretty and they're like, oh my god, I'm not pretty, I'm this, that, they start putting themselves down, and I'll start seeing them like that. Okay, so make sure you make people believe. Walk confidently, have your head lifted higher. Make sure you walk confidently, and it shows. People will be like, wow, people are like magnets, they get attracted to you. So fake it till you make it. People will believe what you show them. Last but not least, and my absolute favorite to wrap this video up, is put yourself first. A lot of us have been raised by our parents saying things like, don't put yourself first, put that person first, do this for them, have you done this for them, do this for them to be a good person, do this for them, blah 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 blah. I'm not saying that's wrong what they've taught us, but that was right when they were growing up. But now we have to de-parent ourselves and think for ourselves, like, no, okay, what our parent taught us may be right for them, but it is not right for me anymore, and that is completely okay. It's not your fault of thinking the way you think, it's how we've been taught. Out of the habit of thinking that you are everyone's servant. Do this for me, do the dishes for me, mop the floor for me, blah blah blah. Always chasing after other people, especially men. It will not work in your favor by the end. It's not even just about men. Pour into yourself first, then you can pour into others. I am a big believer in this. Give yourself everything first. Give yourself that self-love. For example, me being in this hotel right now, I'm gonna go home tomorrow feeling refreshed, happy, energized again. I'm not gonna go home and be depressed and be like, oh my god, that stay was so nice. No, because this stay has recharged me now to do better for my family, for my siblings, anyone. Make sure you put yourself in a good place so you can become someone that is happy to give to others. Alright, my lovelies, that is our video all wrapped up. I hope that you guys learned a thing or two. If you did, please comment down below, and also please let me know what other videos you guys would like to see. My socials will be linked below, and don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. I'll keep these videos coming and keep supporting. Your support means so much to me. Thank you guys for watching.